What's up, people of the world? It's me again, Alex Swimmer, aka AP3 Jumped, and welcome to another Loud House episode review. I'm very behind on these, I know, but I have not forgotten about these. Good news is it's a good way for me to stretch out content because this is the only kind of content I've regularly been making for like the past month and a half. So anyway, I have an episode that's about a month old to review called Tough Cookies. Now, this episode, it was actually I think it was the last episode and the week this episode came out, I think this was the last in that whole wave of episodes, I think. And this episode actually wound up being pretty good. It was better than I expected. I thought it was just going to be kind of I don't know, kind of meh, kind of boring. But no, that wasn't the case at all. I thought this episode was pretty good. It was a lot more, yeah, it was a lot more enjoyable than I thought it was going to be. And so, yeah, it's still a pretty simple episode, but it's, like I said, it's pretty good. But let's start from the beginning. Uh, Basically, the whole premise of the episode is Lincoln and it's about Lincoln and Clyde yet again. Yeah, I know. Um, but anyway, this whole episode is about them making cookies for people and trying to run a cookie making business. So, unfortunately, in the words of Lynn Loud Senior, like they literally bite off more than they could chew, and so it winds up being. So yeah, they obviously have a bit of a tough time with it, and so they enlist the help of the rest of their friends amongst their little friend group, and at one point in the episode, and then there's by the end they're trying to scramble to make them a whole bunch of cookies for everybody. Because at first it went pretty well. At first, in like the first half of the episode, they were making cookies for everybody like no problems, with no issues. But by the second half, they realized it is a lot more for them. They did wind up biting more than they could chew, and so they, like I said, they rushed to try to finish all the cookies that they made. They still made them, but it was a hassle trying to make all the rest of the cookies that they were commissioned to make. And so, they were getting paid money to do this for the very short time that they did do this. But yeah, by the end they realized they're just not ready for this sort of thing, at least not yet. And so because throughout the whole episode they also happen to have this history project that they have to do. But luckily, they were able to salvage the project, and they had so much leftover cookie dough that they were able to make a cookie Stonehenge, which was a really cool idea. And so, yeah, it's pretty much the episode. Like I said, it was a lot better than I expected it to be. I watched it a second time just now, and I liked it just as much the second time. And nothing more, nothing less. So I was reminded of a lot of stuff throughout this whole episode. I mean, like there was a lot of references that I personally caught, or like I said, there are things. I was reminded of a lot of pop culture things in this episode. Now, this whole episode actually reminds me of the Penny Blossoms episode from The Big Bang Theory, where Penny comes up with this like little giant flower brooch called a penny blossom that she dubs herself, and so she enlists the help of her friends too, and then she realizes that she bit off more than she could chew with trying to start a Penny Blossoms business, and so that unfortunately backfired by the end of that episode, just as much. Although in that episode they weren't able to salvage any of the. I don't think they were able to salvage Penny Blossoms in that episode. Nothing really good came out of that whole situation, unfortunately. other than a learning experience. So, yeah. Also, what else was I gonna say? They brought back the double bike from Hand Me Downer, which is pretty neat, and they also they one of the cookies in the episode looked particularly delicious to me. It was an orange and white cookie called a marshmallow swirl. I would love to try a cookie like that. Um, because for those of you who may not know this, I am a sweet tooth. I love sweets. I've loved sweets since I don't even know how long it's been. Basically my whole life. So also when Lincoln was drawing like little comics on each and every one of the cookie wrappers, that reminded me greatly of Bazooka Joe, where where those where where the rappers where those rappers did the exact same thing. They had little comics on each and every single one of those teeny tiny little wrappers of Bazooka Joe bubblegum. And I remember going to the chiropractor. um, I remember distinctly, like, I think the first time I had Bazooka Joe was, the character was Bazooka Joe. The gun was just called Bazooka, I think. But anyway, I remember my first time trying that, and I was at the chiropractor's office of all places. So, um, yeah, I remember reading the comics on this little teeny tiny little wrappers, and yeah, this I had very fond memories. That chiropractor office I live at, it's actually downtown where I live. That chiropractor office isn't even open anymore. But I've completely gone off topic. But yeah, so this episode it was nice to watch. For a lot of different reasons. So yeah, now I'm only a week behind on episodes, but yeah, new episodes actually are coming out this week. So yeah, I look forward to that. And if you like this video, then don't forget to subscribe, like the video if you liked it, and ring the bell to be notified of future videos I make. And so actually, I have a lot more. Actually, I have even more episodes to review than I thought. But I don't know. It's pretty much all I. It's the only kind of content I have planned for the whole month is GLaDOS episode reviews and Casa Grande's episode reviews. I mean, there's a lot on the way, so look forward to that. Anyway, I once again I'm Alex Former, aka AP3 Jumped. Thank you so much for watching, and until the end, that is it for me. And I will see you soon. Goodbye. And I wish I actually had cookies to show in the to show in the video. And yeah, I have to go to the store at some. I have to go to the grocery store at some point, so I wasn't able to get cookies of any kind. You know, to use for the thumbnail. Anyway, goodbye.